Hello, Calgary Catholic, and welcome to the NCIS Progress Reports Overview and Supports video. Today, we're really going to be looking at how to create your progress report comments with our new curriculum subject areas, ELAL, Math, and Phys Ed and Wellness. As well, we are going to be showing some templates that we have developed along with subject area consultants to help in this process. A reminder that we are outcome-based reporting. So we are always going to that learning outcome, and our CUS, our knowledge, understanding, skills, and procedures, really provide that evidence for the learning outcome. Progress report comments continue to have a 600-character limit. A reminder that we're always looking when we are addressing on our comment stems that triangle of assessment: observations, conversations, and products. While we have this 600 character limit, we've actually found there's lots of room, and we'll show you some tips. So for example, don't use this term or this progress report. Get right into that outcome right away. As well, use smart text, first space name, so that the legal name is consistent. As well, when you have to address whether that student is on an LSP or an ELL student, you could put this into the work habits comment instead of into every subject area. This will really help in freeing up some of your character space. With the exception, an LSP, if their asterisk is only on certain subject areas, you will need to put that into that subject area. Our comment stem structure continues to be very similar to what you have been using in the past. So it follows this 3 parts. So the first part being what has been taught. So this is where you're going to identify 3 or 4 outcomes or concepts from the new curriculum that have been taught. Your second part is your student's area of strength. So this is where you would identify 1 or 2 CUS, so those knowledge, understanding, skills, and procedures, where they have really shone and have done really well. Finally, we have our third part, that student's area of growth. Again, identifying 1 to 2 CUS where students still require some improvement in. And a reminder that this should be meaningful and impactful for that student. So in thinking about how to create our progress report comments, we developed a little bit of a process. So we did these in our set, but I'm going to take you through it today. So we start with our step 1. This is where you're going to jot down 5 lessons or activities or learning experiences that you've done with your students so far this year. You're going to do this for each subject area, but let's just go with ELAL. So you would write 5 activities, lessons, or learning experiences you have done so far. Step 2, we have developed a little template for you to use. We call it a reflection tool, where we gave out all of the outcomes with the related CUS that you would address from that first term from September to December. And I'm going to show you that template pretty soon here. But on step 2, you would be highlighting all the CUS that relate to that step 1. So any CUS that you addressed from those 5 learning activities that you've already done. Step 3, now you're going to think about just 1 student in your class, and you're going to think about all your triangle of evidence, observations, conversations, and products, and identify those students' areas of growth and students' areas of strength. 4, this is where you're going to write the outcomes out. And so you'll see on our template, we put the organizing idea in red text. So it makes it a little bit less lengthy. Again, trying to help you with that 600 character limit. So you're going to look at all the highlighted CUS that you have. And I want you to then go across and look at those learning outcomes. What are some of the learning outcomes that you mostly focused on this term? This is going to become the first part of your progress report comment. Finally, that's step 5. This is where you're going to jot down for that particular student some of the CUS that are their strengths and some of their CUS that are areas of growth. This will become the second and third part of your progress report comment. A reminder that a lot of what is already being taught is the same. 85% is the same in K-3 ELAL, 60% is the same in K-3 mathematics, and 65% is the same in your phys ed and wellness. So now we're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive and look at each step. So we have some examples from SET teachers. So remember that step 1 is all about jotting down those 5 activities that you have already done this term. So here, this student put down 5 learning activities that they've done with their student in ELAL so far this year. So you can see there's oral language, sharing circles, phonemic awareness, brain pocket writing, and the sound wall. Step 2, this is where they're highlighting all the cusps on that reflection tool that relate to that step 1, those 5 learning activities. So here you can see they have highlighted on the right-hand side all of the cusps that they address with those 5 learning activities. Now we're going to unfold this reflection tool, and you're going to be thinking about that one student in your class and looking through your cusps. What are some areas of strength and what are some areas of growth? So you can see, you can open up here. There's your student. You would put your student name there. Areas of strength, areas of growth, and maybe not yet even achieved. So that's what you would go through thinking about, again, that observations, conversations, and products for that student. Step 4, this is where you're going to write out the outcomes or the red text that you've mostly focused on. So you can see here, we put that organizing idea. Here's your outcome. Examine ways that messages can be organized and presented for different purposes, but the organizing idea is text forms and structures, a much smaller piece that you have to do for your 600 character. So now you're going to look at all those cusps that you've mostly addressed, then go across and look at what outcomes now that you mostly focused on that term. This is the first part of your progress report comment. So here is this particular SET teachers. We explored oral language, phonics, and text form and structure. There's your first part. I've addressed my learning outcomes, 3 of them: oral language, phonics, and text form and structure. Step 5 is where we're looking at that student's evidence of learning. So looking at their strengths, looking at their areas of growth to create the second and third part of your progress report comment. Remember, you're looking at those cusps that we've already highlighted. So here they said that their strengths were practicing listening and speaking skills and sharing and contributing to discussions. And then their area of growth, recognizing uppercase and lowercase letters fluently, and associating sounds to letters and letter sequencing. These are directly cusps that came from that reflection tool that they identified as strengths and growth areas. So here's what her comment would look like altogether. We explored oral language, phonics, and text form and structure. First name demonstrated a strong understanding of listening and speaking skills, as well as sharing and contributing to discussions. He or she is encouraged to continue fluently recognizing uppercase and lowercase letters and associating sounds to letters and letter sequencing. So there you go. You have your outcome in red, your strength in blue, and your area of growth in green, just using that template. So here are some examples. So this one is just an example of a grade 1 ELAL exemplar. There are also exemplars for math and phys ed and wellness. We also created a report STEM builder. So this is where we identified all of the learner outcomes, because remember, they're ongoing throughout the year. And then we looked at all of the cusps that relate to that outcome and put them there. So you get your part A, your part B, and part C. The reason we have this other part here for June, a reminder that we are continually working on these outcomes. And then by the end of the year, you should have achieved that. So we are exploring versus we explored. For phys ed and wellness, there is some change in reporting. Obviously, now we are reporting them together as one level of achievement. We're not just having phys ed and health. Now it's phys ed and wellness together. Now, there is a slight change. Activity is more heavily weighted than the wellness portion of this particular subject area. So about a 66% to a 34%. So this is what it might look like when you are reporting on your progress report and there is more than one teacher teaching. So for example, one of them is doing the activity portion and the other one is doing the classroom wellness portion. So together, the teacher should come up with an overall level of achievement. A reminder that the weighting of the activity portion should be more heavy than the wellness portion. And then the comment stem is built together. The PE lead teacher would do one part and the wellness would do one part. Now, a caveat here is that the PE lead teacher, their name will be on the progress report. So you may want to add the wellness teacher, the classroom teacher, into the actual comment. So this is what the comment would look like. So you're going to identify 1 or 2 outcomes from the activity portion, and then 1 to 2 outcomes from the wellness portion. So your first part will have your outcome from your activity portion, maybe 1 to 4 outcomes, and then you'll identify 1 to 2 costs that are their strengths and 1 to 2 costs that are their growth areas. And then as well in the wellness, you will identify some of the wellness outcomes. And then again, 1 to 2 costs of their strengths and 1 to 2 costs of their areas of growth. So here is an exemplar for grade 4. While engaging in activities in TGFU activity and wellness, first name learned how movement and choices support physical activity and how resolutions connect to healthy relationships. In active living and movement skill development, he or she developed a variety of elements of movement that develop physical fitness. First name would benefit from reflecting on the contributions made during team activities. In wellness, he or she recognized harmful bullying behaviors. First name is encouraged to consider a variety of factors when making decisions about spending money. So you can see we have that activity outcome, those wellness outcomes, with the identifying strengths and their areas of growth. Now, kindergarten has always been outcome-based reporting. So the kindergarten team is still working on developing. They're just changing some of the names. So for example, they used to have early numeracy and now it is just mathematics. So they're just changing some of those things and they will be available shortly for you. Now, in getting ready to do this process, you will need 2 things. You'll need to print a copy of the guiding process, so that process I took you through today, for each curriculum part. So your ELAL, your math, and your phys ed and wellness. Then you will also need a digital, or you can do a print copy of each subject area reflection tool. So I'm going to actually take you onto our NCIS website so you can kind of see where they are lying there. So we're going to go to CSSD homepage, go to your WAFL, EPD, and scroll down to new curriculum. And then this big box here, this is a link directly to our Google site. So on our Google site, we have put it through by grade level. So for example, if I am grade 3 teacher and I want to develop my EL/AL progress report comment, I'm going to first get that template, that reflection tool. So grade 3 tools and templates. So here you can see we have our reflection tool that's printable and we have an editable one. So if you want to open them up, you just press on this little button in the corner. So let's say I want to do it on the computer. So I could open this up. Now the first page has all of the outcomes through the whole year. We just need from September to December. So we're going to go to that second tab down here. And here we have all of the outcomes and the related costs that we would touch on from September to December. A reminder, this is if you are using our scope and sequence that we gave at the beginning of this year. Now, what you could do is you could have tabs where you have each sheet and you make a copy of this and then you put your students and you create a bunch of tabs for every student, or you could copy these and then paste and make it go along this way and have each student. So that is your reflection tool. Now we need a next part. So we need your actual progress report STEM builder. So again, grade 3 teacher, going to go to progress reporting. And then right at the top here is our ELL, comment STEM example. So again, hold over that little right-hand button. And here we have our front matter. Again, we've already gone over this. Outcome 2 or 3 at the very beginning, student strengths, students' area of growth, identifying 1 to 2 cusp areas. Here's an editable template that you can use. And as well, some additional achievement level word banks. So when you're identifying that A, B, A, C, N, Y, or EX with your students, here's some other words that you can use. We have some exemplars. And then here is that report STEM builder. So we have all of our outcomes with all of the cusp related throughout the whole year. So they're all here and you can just plug and play with their areas of strength and growth. So there we have all our templates on our NCIS Google site, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 to 6. So they're all there to help you. As well, on our NCIS Google site, we do have some how-to videos on Power Teacher Pro. So when you have developed your comment stems or your progress report comments and you're ready to put them onto Power Teacher Pro, here are some how-to videos. And of course, if you have any questions, you can send an email to Jody or the EdTech team, and they will be happy to help you with that. And of course, the NCIS team is here to help you. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to newcurriculum@cssd.ab.ca. We will also be offering some drop-in hours. So if you go to the PG, there'll be some drop-in sessions, and you could maybe come in during lunch hour if you have some time and you can ask us questions. But please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are so happy to help. And if we can save you some time, we're very happy. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that it's able to help you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.